Hello everyone, this is my best friend here. This is my Heffalump, the Heffalump 2 Squirrel.
Hello.
Today we are doing a boyfriend picks my makeup challenge. He's slightly scarred. We have everything laid out in little boxes and cups.
There's so much. Why is there so much?
He's very overwhelmed. All my lipsticks and all the eyeshadows. So he's gonna go through. He's gonna pick out a full face of makeup for me here.
Hello. Okay, I started.
Okay, we're starting now.
Yes,
okay.
Okay, I like this.
He says he also knows just enough about makeup to make this go horribly, horribly wrong, and I'm kind of terrified.
These are concealer.
Yes.
I would like. Ooh.
Make sure you pick something that's a good color for my under eyes and for my face too.
Okay.
I'll give you that little.
This, and I also pick. This does not look like it looks in the thing. Is that a lie? Which one?
No,
is
it's pretty accurate. It's very light.
right? Okay. Do you do powder?
Yep.
Powder. This is powder. I does this and I does why not? What are these?
Did you pick a foundation?
No.
Look through them. There's plenty there.
I know. There's too many. There's too many. This one, Born This Way. That sounds like Lady Gaga-esque. What are these?
Mascara. So you need at least one of those.
This is purple. I like these. Purple. This is all one except for these, right?
No, these are blushes are along the side here, bronzers up at the top, and then highlighters at the bottom, and then eyeliners.
What need?
All three.
All three.
All three.
Kylie. Hashtag sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored, but could be.
Are you not gonna look through them? You're just gonna pull one out?
Uh-huh.
Okay. There's different, there's different like colors and stuff in there.
That's
too.
nice.
Okay.
I just choose.
Okay.
I need this now, right?
You can choose whichever one. That one's actually a face and eye palette, so.
What are these?
Setting spray, we need that. It's the only one I actually have right now.
I like. Oh, this is for Arnold.
Wait, did you even get a highlighter?
Yes.
Or did you just get a blush? I think you just got a blush.
Kylie Pardos.
Okay.
All right, now.
Do eyes and then lips.
Nope.
Oh, you're doing lips first?
I am shopping here. Do not tell me how to spend my money.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna claw game.
I really think you should put some thought into it.
Nope, this one.
Just a lip gloss? Okay.
Ofra.
You could also... Ofra.
Ofra.
You could also go through and pick out like a actual lipstick to go with it if you would like. Come on. Put a little more thought into it than that. Oh my God. You know that matches not at all, right?
That is a you problem, not a me problem.
Okay.
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 Now we're going to do these things. There are so many. This is where.
Open them up. Look at them.
This
Take
is
them.
where I say why. There are so many.
Because I really like eyeshadow.
And they all look the same.
No, they don't.
Look at this. Look at. This
Those two look absolutely nothing alike.
This is.
Do you even know how to open it?
I can't even. Open it.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, that's neutral. Those are different. I will give you that.
Yeah.
This. What are these? Why are all of these 4 knocks? These two indistinguishable.
Absolutely not. Much more cool toned, warm tones.
Man, that's what you sound like right now.
The people that watch me know. The people know.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Tra la 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 la. What?
They're not the same at all. Open them up and look at them side by side. That one smells like peaches. That's not true.
Flower pop.
Color pop?
Flower. I'm not French. It is Flower.
Okay.
Blush crush. Naked. Why would you spend money to look naked? I don't understand. Just be naked.
That one I actually bought with a gift card.
Just be naked. It doesn't make any sense. What are these?
Bree got me that one for my birthday.
Oh, Bree, toasted.
It's the part 3 of the other 2 that you already opened.
Of course.
You know, the ones that look exactly the same?
Yes.
On the outside.
On the outside, it's looking good.
Also, my poor Going Coconuts palette. How falling apart.
I choose this one because it has the most colors, and this is honestly.
It doesn't have the most colors out of all of them.
Oh my god, why? What?
But I'm okay with that.
It's the most.
I love that one.
No, this is. Okay. It may not have the most shades, but this has the most colors. You can
That's
argue,
not true.
Okay, which one has more?
I'm not telling you. There's 2 of them that have plenty of color.
Okay, this one has a lot of. This one is the smorgasbord of colors explosion.
Yeah.
This also looks completely unused.
I've used it a couple times.
Oh my god. So that I do not kill myself, you're gonna use this one.
Oh god, okay. Actually, that's what I assumed you would pick, so.
Did it.
Okay. Alright.
Done.
This is it.
How much does this cost?
A lot of money.
That's probably the answer, and I don't want to know.
You have some high-end products in there too, so they're
good.
kind of more expensive.
Awesome. Fabulous.
Shopping bag. Thanks, friend. Okay, so we are gonna use the products that Connor picked out for us today. It's gonna be interesting. Definitely things that I don't typically use in my everyday life, especially this eyeshadow palette. All of the pretty colors. I don't wear a lot of color, so this is gonna be fun. Yeah. All right, so first thing for primer. This is actually one of my favorite primers. I use this on a almost everyday basis. The Becca Backlight Priming Filter. Just going to do about a half a pump of it. This is going to be nice because it's nice and hydrating, and he only picked out powder products, and my dry skin doesn't love a ton of powder, and the powder that he picked too is a little bit extra drying as well. So for foundation, he picked the Too Faced Born This Way. This is one of my favorite foundations. I've loved this for a really long time, until I got really into wearing my ColourPop tinted moisturizer. This is what I would wear every day. The color that I wear is Swan, so I only do a very little bit of this, so I like to pump it just onto my finger so that I can dot it just directly onto my face. Alright, I only use, about a half a pump of this as well. And then I'm gonna take my IT Cosmetics foundation brush and just push it and kind of tapping motions into the skin. Alright, I like to go in then again just to build up the coverage in areas that I feel like need a little bit more, just with another half a pump. So since he picked a fairly full coverage concealer, I'm probably just gonna dot this everywhere and just do another layer on top. So he actually picked out 2 concealers. I kind of gave him a little bit of guidance and told him that I typically will wear 2 different shades, one for my face and then the others for my under eye. So he picked out the Pretty Fresh ColourPop concealer, which I love. I wear this almost every day. And then the Tarte Shape Tape. The Pretty Fresh concealer is in the shade, I believe it's 05. Don't actually see it on here. And then the Shape Tape that I have is in Fair Beige, and that's the shade that I use on my shade. I believe they've actually renamed their kind of naming system since I bought a new tube of this, but so I'm not actually sure what shade I am in now. I think that they like numbered everything. I used to love the Shape Tape. I used to wear this like every day, but I found that I don't like such thick, dry concealers, but it does spot conceal really well, so. And then we're gonna do the Pretty Fresh underneath the eye. And then I like to just a little bit in the center of the face as well, just to kind of highlight everything and make it look nice and bright. Alright, since this is such a, going to end up being a more bold look, I'm going to take another dot of that Shape Tape and just, right in here in the inner corners. It is a little bit darker than I would normally use for my under eye, but I just want to make sure everything is nice and covered. And then a couple more spots here. And then I'm going to take it also on my eyelid, so that it'll act as more of an eye primer for the eyeshadow that we're gonna do. For powder, he picked, actually, I thought this was really cute. We both used to do theater. He was a theater major, a music theater major in college, and we both used to use this in our makeup kits for stage. So this is the Revlon Photo Ready powder. It's got a mirror up here as well. I'm not a huge fan of this powder for like an everyday kind of a wear. It is incredibly heavy, I feel like, but I do really like it for on stage because it just really locks everything in. Like, nothing is gonna go anywhere when you're using this, so I thought it was cute that he kind of picked that out. He said it was kind of nostalgic, so, and he knew that it was powder. So I'm just gonna tap out the creases under my eye here. And then I'm going to go in to my eyelid as well. I'm just using my Luxie 660. It's a precision foundation brush, but I really like it for powder, especially under the eye, because it's a more kind of pointed shape here. I've actually never tried foundation with it. For the rest of my face, I'm going to use my large duo fiber brush from Luxie. It's the 508. And just set the rest of my face. Okay, I think everything is nice and set down. When I used to use this in like for productions, I would always use a like much thicker powder brush, kind of something like this, because I felt like it really, like I said before, locks everything in. I used this powder when I was in a show that I had to hug someone with a white t-shirt on, and I knew that my makeup was going to transfer if I didn't use anything to help it, so this powder was part of the reason why I never got any makeup on his white shirt, which was awesome. Okay, next we are going to go in with, he picked for bronzer the Take Home the Bronze from The Balm. This is the shade Oliver. I just have this little baby sample size. I actually really like this. It's a nice like contour and bronze, so we are going to start out kind of contouring with it, and then we'll use it to warm up the skin as well. This is the Luxie 512 small contour brush. This is one of my favorite brushes for contouring. It's just nice and small and kind of fits into like the hollows of the cheek. gonna then take the Luxie 514 brush. It is a blush brush, but I like this for bronzing as well. I actually have two of these. One of them I use for blush, the other I'd use for bronzer. This just kind of diffuses everything because it is a nice fluffy brush. So it looks a little bit more natural, which I guess is not really what we're going for today, but we'll kind of build it up and make it work. I also thought it was funny that he picked this product because he said it looked like Arnold on the front there. It's supposed to be like an Oscar trophy, I think. Alright, just building it up a little bit more around the cheeks and the forehead. And then a technique that I've really been enjoying is once you've kind of gotten a little less on your brush here, just kind of taking it and stamping it across the cheeks and the nose and creating kind of a like wave effect almost. It just really makes you look like you've been in the sun, and it's like a nice like sun-kissed look. It just brings a little bit more warmth back to the face. So for blush, he picked the Kylie pressed powder blush in We're Going Shopping. So it's a nice peachy color. It is a bit dark, so I do have to be really careful with this with my skin tone, just to not go too heavy-handed. Let's see. There's my other one. Okay. So my other Luxie 514 blush brush. Just gonna dip into this and really tap off the excess there. I'm gonna start back closer to my hairline so that I don't look like we've gone too overboard. So it's a nice peachy color, so this will be interesting with the eyeshadows that we have. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with those yet, so. I would usually use this blush with a more like neutral warm toned look, or even just like true neutral. And then I like to take it and stamp that again across the bridge of my nose. Again, just gives like a nice sun-kissed look. Just gonna make sure everything is blended in, and then take a little bit of the extra along my forehead here. And then that is it. Alright, and for highlighter, take my highlighting brush. I got this in an Ipsy bag. And then he picked the Kylie Ice Me Out highlighter, which again is one of my favorite products. I think I've talked about this in like every video that I've done so far. He told me he didn't want me to look like a disco ball because he hates when I look too shiny and too glittery, and then he picked one of my most like reflective highlighters. But that's fine. It's one of my favorites. So while I am doing my nose highlight here and everything, I guess I'll talk a little bit about Connor. We've been together for almost, it'll be 5 years and at the end of this year, so a little more than 4 years. We have lived together for like 2.5 years now, since I moved to New York, which was in the fall of 2018, so for a while now. Sorry, clearly cannot focus and do my highlight and talk at the same time. Ooh, went a little bit much there. Let's blend that out a little. Just taking my powder brush just to make sure that everything is nice and blend it over, smooth it over. Okay. As I said in the intro, I call him Heffalump. Since we were like very first started dating, he went to Thailand on a study abroad trip, and he's always loved elephants, but he got to ride an elephant and like meet an elephant and had this whole like kind of connection with one when he was there, and I think it just like evolved from there, and I started calling him Heffalump because I didn't think elephant was very cute, and so I thought of like the Heffalumps and Woozles from Winnie the Pooh, and he calls me Squirrel, which is where I get my name from. It's kind of evolved into all my friends call me Squirrel. I just kind of am Squirrel now. We also have another YouTube channel together. Oh, I'm doing my brows now. He picked out the Anastasia Brow Wiz. But we have another YouTube channel together where we play video games. So if you guys haven't checked that one out, it's just Heffalump and Squirrel Play. And it's lots of fun. We've been doing 2 games right now. We're uploading pretty much every day, Monday through Friday, on that channel. So we're doing the Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. So if you don't know what a Pokemon Nuzlocke is, head out over there to that channel and check it out. The first episode kind of explains all of the rules and everything, so it's a lot of fun because I don't really have a lot of experience playing Pokemon games, so it's definitely interesting, that's for sure. And then the other game that we're playing is Paper Mario, and I'm really enjoying that one. I never played Paper Mario when I was a kid, so. Let's see, what else? We both work for a commercial gym. We're both personal trainers, so I guess we have that common interest. He kind of drug me into it when I moved here, and I really do love it. We're both weightlifters, so we always work out together. Before all of this started happening, I was planning on training, so I had just like started my training block for my first competition, which was supposed to be in June, but that's obviously going to be postponed now, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. You can leave me comments if you have questions about anything about us. I used to love this eyebrow pencil, and I just don't know how I feel about it anymore, because I feel like every time I do my eyebrows with it recently, it just is so much harder to work with. It's just more dry than I remember it being. I think I've gotten more into like more of a like creamy brown pencil. I don't know. I feel like I always like it's so easy to go overboard with. Then I end up with block brows. Nobody likes that. I don't know. Just trying to brush through them here. Of course, he gave me a clear brow gel too, so it's not gonna help the situation any. This one I got in an Ipsy bag a long time ago. It's the Cella clear brow gel. I do really like it though. It's nice. It's really good for like really a firm hold. So I do like this for if we are like going out for the night or something, like if I need my makeup to last for a really long time, but it doesn't add any like fluffiness to my brows like I normally like. So typically I will actually layer my ColourPop brow gel that I really like on like together with this, because this one gives me the hold that I need, and the ColourPop one gives me that extra like kind of fluffiness. Okay, not that bad. Alright, so, eyeshadow. A little terrified for this. Also, like, with this lip, what? Okay. It did give me a lip gloss though, so we might see what we can do with this. Alright, I guess we're just gonna jump in. I don't wear a lot of color, so this is definitely outside of my comfort zone, and I have no idea really what I want to do. Alright, I'm gonna start, I guess, with this big fluffy brush. I can't decide if I want to do something blue or something more pink. Let's go with blue, I guess. This kind of looks fun. Alright, we're gonna tap into this shade right here. These shades don't have any names, so I'm just gonna point to them. We're just gonna do this one in the crease. Nice and fluffy brush. These are also, these are pressed pigments, so they are a little bit more difficult to work with. So we'll see how this goes. This might have been too fluffy for this. Alright, we're gonna just clean as much of that off on the back of my hand as I can. I'm gonna go into my bronzer actually and try to kind of give myself a little bit more of a transition shade. Kind of warm it up here a little bit with the blue. Alright, and then let's try take a little bit more of a dense brush for the blue. So this is the Luxie 205 blending brush. So still fluffy, but a little bit more densely packed than that first one. And we're just gonna build that up a little bit more into the crease. And I'm gonna do a little bit of like a tapping motion to see if that helps build up the pigment a little bit more. We'll see how this turns out. Okay. Oh god, okay. Well, the tapping seems to be building it up a little bit better, I suppose. And you have created such an interesting masterpiece. Not that bad so far. We'll see. Okay. I'm gonna go in with. Let's see, which brush do I want to use? Let's go with this one first. This is the Luxie 229 blending brush, and we're gonna go. Let's go for this green color right in here. Kind of like a nice like teal. We might mix in, let's do a little bit of that first blue too to create more of a teal color because it is fairly green. And I'm gonna do that a little bit deeper into the crease. I might try to cut the crease and see if that kind of saves this look a little bit. I don't know. He didn't give me any like shimmers or anything though, so I don't know. We'll see. Also, there's a couple down here in this eyeshadow palette that we could try to use. Let's see how everything goes. We also are we're playing D&D tonight with our friends, like virtually, so that'll be fun to see my blue eyeshadow. I'm gonna take that brush back that we were using the blue with and just kind of soften out the edges here. Okay. And then that first big fluffy brush that's pretty much clean now, I just want to diffuse everything a little bit more so that it's not quite so harsh. I'm gonna take my other brush and just that I use for my powder just to clean up as we go, because I don't want too much fallout. Just don't want to have to deal with that. That's part of why I never like use colorful shadows. I always feel like you have to, they're just so hard to work with. Like there's so much work that you have to do. Just not about that life. All right. Let's take these two blues here. We're gonna mix these together and see kind of what we come up with. We're gonna go on the outer corner with these ones. And I'm gonna actually tap into this like bottom navy shade here too a little bit. I don't know if I said before or not, but I've only used this eyeshadow palette literally one other time, and it's when I went to Pride Parade in New York this summer. So I literally bought this palette for that, because I feel like that's like the one time, that and like festivals, that it's like appropriate to wear all these crazy colors. Which, I know some people really love like color for an everyday kind of a thing, but it's not my jam. Okay, let's do a little bit on the lower lash line. So let's just do that first blue shade that we used. I also just washed my brushes, and now I'm going to have to completely wash all of them again so that they don't just have blue on them. So thanks Connor for that one. We'll bring him in here at the end and see, so he can see his little masterpiece. Just going back in and cleaning up those corners again. It's not as bad as I thought it would be for not really ever using color. I'm gonna try to like do a half cut crease, so not something I normally do a ton. We're just taking the ColourPop concealer. I'm just putting some on the back of my hand so that I can kind of pick it up on a brush and do it that way. Let's see, what brush do I want to use for this? I got this in an Ipsy bag recently, so I think I'm gonna try this one. Yeah, it's probably the best one that I really have for it right now. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that concealer, and I'm going to just stamp my eyelid. I'm gonna kind of look up to see where my crease hits. I'm gonna go slightly right, like above there, so. Okay, so we're just gonna do this exact same thing on the other eye. I'm gonna grab a little bit more concealer. This is not a technique that I do often, but I always feel like it looks really nice. Just, I don't normally like get that intricate with my eyeshadow. I feel like this is kind of saving it a little bit, so we'll see. We shall see how this goes. I'm just taking it around my inner corners too, just to make sure all of that is like kind of blended in and that my inner corners are not blue. And then also along the brow bone here, just to make sure we have a nice like kind of clean canvas, and just to make sure it's all blended out nicely. Okay, well, that was an adventure. We're gonna take, what shade do we want to go in with next? There's this really pretty like shimmery green color right here. I think we're gonna try that for the lid. So I'm gonna use my finger with it. You can see it's got a nice like sheen to it. And I'm just gonna tap that on top of the concealer, like directly on top. I didn't set it. I really want this green to kind of shine through as much as possible, so. It's kind of pretty. I'll take it, I'll take it. You know, blues and greens are not something I really wear a lot, but I like it. This lipstick is probably not going to be the greatest with a blue and a green though. Well, that'll be fun. Let's see what we can do about that. Going back in underneath there with that powder brush. Okay. We're gonna take that dark blue shade that we used on the outer corners, that navy. I'm going to use that just in the outer portion of the bottom lower lash line. Oh my, there's so many people yelling outside today. Aren't people supposed to be like quarantined? Like, why are we like outside yelling on the streets? I don't understand. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that dark shade and then just deepen up the outer corners here a little bit more. And then I'm going to take the same brush and just kind of try to blend everything together so it's not so harsh of a line. So just little tiny small movements. It's not too bad. But. And then the brush with the lighter blue just to run back through and again make sure everything's nice and blended, because that's kind of the key that I find with color is you want to make sure it is blended well. You don't want stripes anywhere. Okay, we're gonna take the same brush that we used to cut our crease. I'm just gonna wipe off, make sure there's not too much leftover concealer on it. And then I think I'm gonna do something fun for my inner corner. Let's try this like bright pink. So there's this pink up in the like baby pink up in the corner. I said bright, but we're just gonna do a pink inner corner, see how that works. The brush might not be the way to go for this color. Yeah, okay, let's try our finger with this one. That is still really not showing up very well. Okay. Change of plans. Let's go for purple. See if we get a little bit more payoff there. We're taking the purple down in the bottom corner here. There we go. take my pencil brush that I used for my lower lash line. Let's see if we can get a little bit more precision in there. And then we're gonna go back in and clean it up because this is super messy. That's fun. Okay. Taking the brush with the blue again and just blending it all out. And then the powder brush in the underneath side here, just to blend everything in nice and seamlessly. Okay. It's definitely, again, not something I would do on a regular basis, but I don't hate it. It's interesting, that's for sure. We are gonna do a little bit of highlight on my brow bone, just using the Kylie highlight that we used on my face. Just a little bit here, and a little bit there. Okay. Sure. I think these like ones here at the bottom are supposed to be like shimmer toppers or like bases maybe, but we're gonna see. I kind of want to add a little bit of this white one here on top of the green to see just if it adds a little bit more sparkle. I would really like a glitter topper right now. That definitely would be really nice. I think it just really made it lighter, but that's okay. I like it. Just blending it back in a little bit. All right, now that I have everything all over my fingers, I'm gonna spray my face now. So I only own one setting spray currently, so it's just the Pretty Fresh hyaluronic acid hydrating setting mist. Just really making sure that we have enough there, because again, my skin is probably going to feel pretty dry from all of these powders that we used. But I mean, it really doesn't look dry. Skin looks really nice. It's this blue that is a little crazy. Okay, let's see if we can like salvage anything at all with this lipstick. I'm just gonna put some of it on the back of my hand. This is the Tarteist Quick Dry Matte Lip Paints. I used to be obsessed with these. I have so many colors of them, and of course, the one that he picks is just this like super dark red. This one's called Sis. I don't even really like this shade all that much. We do have to work kind of quickly with these because they do dry really, really fast. So I'm going to take my little Luxie lip brush that I have. It's the 106, and I'm going to try just a little bit of color and just kind of dabbing it on and see if we can kind of make it work, because I am not about to go like full on dark brown lips with this. Okay, that's not awful. Just using my finger to kind of push and blend it in. It really does not go with this blush though at all. Alright, looks good. We're gonna try to put the lip gloss over it and see if that, again, can salvage it a little bit. Because now that I put this lip on, I'm kind of feeling clowny. a little better, I suppose. It's just not a great combination, really. Oh, that was the Ofra and Madison Miller lip gloss. I love this lip gloss. It's one of my absolute favorites. So the color is Sugar Cup. I was really excited to see him pick that, but yeah, picking a that lipstick to go with it. It's an interesting look there for sure. Alright, oh, I almost forgot the eyeliner. I almost never wear eyeliner, so I totally forgot he even picked this. This is the Sex Kitten liner by Tarte. This is the pencil one. It is one of my favorite black liners. I just don't wear liner all that much anymore, so I'm gonna warm it up a little bit on the back of my hand, which doesn't really take a lot because it is so nice and creamy. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna have to get really close to my mirror for this, but I'm gonna do just a thin line on my top lashes and then in my waterline, I think, as well. The thing that I really like about this is it will stay put, even in my waterline, like all day. It's one of the most long-lasting black liners, like pencil liners, that I've ever tried. I really like the ones from ColourPop too. Those are also really good, but I've never tried their black one. I just have a nude one and a brown one, but they stay in the waterline for a really long time as well. Alright, and then last step, I think I have everything else. He did actually pick my favorite mascara. Super exciting. He liked that it was purple and sparkly. So the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. So I'm gonna really try to build this up here to kind of make it match the intensity of our eye look here. I just am getting out my little spoolie. This is the Luxie 201 brush. It's just a spoolie. I just sometimes this is a new tube of this mascara, and sometimes it just gets a little bit too much. It's one of those mascaras that if you let it, you know, kind of air out for a little bit, it is just so much better. So I'm just gonna separate my lashes after. Okay, I just got an emergency alert on my phone about the virus and about healthcare workers, and I think it shut my camera off, so just readjusting here. Okay, we should be good. I don't know where it cut off, but I grabbed my little spoolie just to brush through any clumps here, because I was talking about how this mascara is kind of one of those that's better when you've kind of had time with it, just to let it sit a little bit, kind of dry out. And this is a new tube, so just want to make sure it's, again, we want to have our lashes be nice and full so that they match this crazy blue and green eyeshadow. Shouldn't have said anything. I should have just let them go with the Jaclyn Hill palette because it's just so much easier to work with, and it has color, but you know, not all color. Would have had some transition shades to work with too. That's okay. Actually, this look didn't turn out as bad as I thought. Oh, really? Okay. Alright, we're gonna sit there and let that dry while we do the other eye, and then I'll show you guys how I fix my mistakes, my little mascara messes. Okay, so now that we've let this sit here and dry a little bit, I'm just going to take my spoolie and kind of brush over it, and most of it should disappear here. And then we can also take our concealer brush and just kind of dab over it, just to make sure everything is really gone. And then I always like to take my powder brush and just set everything back in place. Then I got a little bit down here as well that I'm gonna brush through. And then just brushing through my lashes just to make sure they're nice and separated. Nothing's too clumpy. All right, I think that's it. Let's call Connor in here and have him take a look at his little masterpiece. Oh, I just washed my hair too, so it's still kind of wet.
Hello, baby.
You're on camera.
Oh, hi.
Come look at your masterpiece that you created.
No.
So, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
You look vaguely of a clown.
That's kind of what I thought you were gonna say.
I love you, best friend.
Listen, I thought that it was gonna be worse than it is.
Doesn't look bad.
It's something. This blush and this, we made the lipstick work more than I thought we would, but. Alright, so that's it. Here's my clown look with my blue eyeshadow and my bright cheeks and my dark lips. Yeah, it was fun. It was enjoyable. So there's that. Thanks for watching. I hope that you guys found this entertaining. And don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff if you enjoy watching my videos. So, and until the next time I see you, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!